Hey guys, welcome to another Jamaican Tales video. Jamaican living in Germany. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining, 21 degrees Celsius. So I want to show you a little trip before I get started with the video. So let's go. It was a nice ride. Beautiful weather. Of course, everybody's out because the sun is shining, but let's get down to business. Yes, millionaire life.
No, wait. I didn't.
You didn't record it?
I didn't record it.
In that video, I'm not so happy because I love cash, but I'm so happy because at that point it was like about 250 euros, and that was the equivalent to 1 million pesos, Colombian pesos. So I was a millionaire, so of course I had to make a video about that.
Yeah, no, you need to find all this money.
I changed my bank account and it just got me thinking a lot about this cash culture in Germany and just that you really can't get around it. I mean, if you want to make it through Germany, then you pretty much need to always have cash with you. I think this cash culture is also really baked into the German society. And maybe that's why there's even an expression for it where they say, nur bares is wahres, which means only physical cash is real money. And yeah, there are many people that believe this. And I can understand, of course, why they believe that and so on. But it just makes my life complicated sometimes. To prevent those embarrassing moments and to prevent any type of problems, make sure that you have cash with you. What a time to be talking about money. We're having inflation, there are talks about recession, there's an energy crisis. Oh, by the way, we got like 300 euros from the German government because of the energy crisis. And yeah, there's just so many worries about the economy and so on. But yeah, still gonna talk about money. So when I came here, the cash culture was something that really surprised me. I thought, okay, I'm moving to Germany. This is like the middle of Europe. So pretty much paying with your card should be normal and should be the recommended way of doing business. I was so stupid back then to believe that. And now I'm looking back, I'm like, yeah, no, that's definitely not true. When I just came to Germany and I'd go into restaurants and some of the shops and some of these stores, and you know, I'd be getting the stuff or sitting down having a good meal and then getting ready to pay, and then I stand at the cashier and I took out my card ready to pay. They're like, yeah, we don't accept cards. Or even in some cases there was already a sign there to tell you like, hey, we don't accept cards, or if we do accept cards, only some type of cards. So that's one thing I learned very quickly in Germany. Always have cash with you just in case, because there are those situations where for whatever reason the cards won't work or they're not accepted, and yeah, it's just embarrassing. And I've had that experience way too many times. I don't have anything against paying with cash. I actually think it's important because there are many people in the society that's their preferred way of paying for things. I just don't like cash because it just doesn't have a trail. And funny enough, that's the very reason many people don't like to pay with cards, because you have a trail. I track all of my expenses, like every single cent that I spend, I track it because I use it to budget and to understand where my money is going and to see how best I can actually, yeah, I'm like one of those finance persons. With cash, you pay with something and it's gone. And in my experience, it's always the same, where okay, you pay with cash and then a couple of days later I'm like, what did I spend my money on? And it's like the money just goes so much quicker. So that's kind of why I choose to pay with cards. I'm not one of those people that believe, you know, you should just get rid of cash completely and everything should be done with cards and whatever. It will happen at some point for sure. I'm not necessarily advocating for that. I mean, paying with cash is fine. My motto is simply that I should be able to pay with whatever I want, whether it's card, cash my kidney, or whatever I have. Let me just pay for the goods and services how I want to. So the cash culture has definitely been changing in Germany. Even before Corona, I noticed that there were like a lot of movements in, for example, different companies and so, where they were encouraging people to pay with cards. There was like this big marketing thing with one of the bus companies here, where that now you can pay with card. I was like, wow, yeah, cool, nice. On the topic of cards, in Germany you have these special cards called EC cards. And yeah, these cards are pretty much tied to your bank account, so you can just think of it as a bank card. It's not necessarily directly tied to Visa or MasterCard. They have a special system in order for that to work online and internationally and so on. In Jamaica, you have the cards, they're either issued from Visa or MasterCard, and they're all debit cards. You can also get a credit card as well. But here, you know, there's like another card that's available, which kind of just makes things complicated sometimes, because some places, even though they accept cards, they don't accept Visa or MasterCard, or let's say Diner Express and those other ones. One of the requirements when I was coming to Germany is that you have to open a bank account here and you put the money in it to cover your expenses for your first year in Germany. And so there was only one option for a bank at that point. I think now there are other options. And so you put the money there and you come here and then you have your bank account and so on. And this is the bank that I've been using for the last 5 years. A couple weeks ago, you know, they sent a letter saying that, hey, yeah, you're no longer a student anymore and you're gonna have to get like a paid account now. So no longer is it free. You have to pay like almost €6 every month for the bank account. I was like, okay, interesting. Of course, it's not a lot. €6 per month is not that crazy, but I've not necessarily been having the best experience with this bank since I signed up for it, I would say. And there were just so many crazy things that happened with this bank, and like I always wanted to change it, but somehow I never got around to it. And then when they sent me this letter, I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna change, because I'm not gonna pay money for a service that I'm not satisfied with. So I started searching for other banks. There are some banks you don't have a fee, but you know, there are other fine prints that you have to be careful about and stuff. But anyways, I found a bank and I applied and signed up online. It was a very quick process. I mean, you just fill out the form and then you do the identification process. Usually you can do this online, where you would just speak to somebody on the phone and they would look at your card and they'll, you know, match all those different things, and then your identity would be verified and then the account would be open. And you just get your card in the mail with the PIN number and all that stuff. For me, it wasn't necessarily that easy because I don't have a biometric passport from Jamaica. So what that meant was that I had to go to the post office for them to validate my identity so that my account could be opened. By default, you don't get one of these EC cards with this bank. And for that, you have to pay like €1 every month, which is of course not a lot of money. But I'm like, do I really want to get this card? Do I need to have this card? In any case, in a couple of years, they're planning to get rid of it altogether. So should I get it? And why should I have a card that pretty much I will only use in Germany? These are all the thoughts that were going to my head. And I'm still having those thoughts, and I'm still in the experimental phase, because I don't know, maybe at some point I'm going to get so annoyed by places that you can only pay with this card, and then I'm just going to say, okay, I'm just going to get this card and get it over with. I opened this account like less than 2 weeks ago, and already I'm starting to regret the decision to not get the EC card, because the swimming pool and the canteen network, these places you can only top up your card for these places with the EC card. They don't accept any other cards. And I'm curious to see how long it's gonna take before I get super annoyed. I'm like, okay, I can't be bothered with this, and yeah, I'm just gonna get that card. But yeah, I changed it, and I'm curious to see what the next couple weeks and months are gonna be like. I'm already recognizing that maybe I'll have to get that card, even though I don't want to. But yeah, I mean, you just can't really avoid it, I recognize, in some ways. Let's continue the conversation down in the comments. So let me know what your experiences are in Germany as it pertains to paying with cash and paying with cards, and even in other countries. And thank you guys so much for watching the video, and see you in the next Jamaican Tales video.
I hope they the other camera.
I hope I recorded it, because that would be funny.
Okay, no more disrespect with my money.